Have you ever felt a shift in your life, as if God is moving things around to reveal the truth about someone toxic? If you're dealing with a narcissist, you might wonder when justice will come. But before their downfall happens, God often prepares you in powerful ways. In this video, I'll share 5 clear signs that God is setting the stage for the narcissist's downfall and leading you toward healing and victory. Sign number 1. You start seeing through their lies. One of the most powerful signs that God is preparing you for a narcissist's downfall is when you start seeing through their lies. At first, their manipulation seemed convincing, whether it was love bombing, guilt-tripping, or twisting reality to make you doubt yourself. But suddenly, the blindfold is lifted. You notice inconsistencies in their stories, their promises don't match their actions, and their words are filled with half-truths or outright deception. This clarity isn't just a coincidence, it's divine intervention. God is giving you spiritual discernment, allowing you to break free from their illusion and recognize their toxic patterns for what they truly are. You may even start remembering past events in a different light, realizing that their behavior was never about love or care, but about control. This awakening is your first step toward freedom and a warning that their manipulative power is crumbling. Imagine being in a relationship where the narcissist constantly blamed you for everything that went wrong. They played the victim, twisting events to make it seem like you were the problem. But one day, a small moment shifts everything. Maybe they repeat a lie you caught them in before, or a friend points out a contradiction you never noticed. Suddenly, it all makes sense. The excuses, the gaslighting, the way they made you doubt your own reality, it was all a carefully crafted deception. As you step back, you realize that God has been revealing the truth to you all along, nudging you toward emotional and spiritual freedom. This moment of clarity isn't just about seeing their lies, it's about seeing your worth, understanding that you deserve better, and recognizing that their downfall is inevitable because deceit can never stand against truth for long. Sign number 2. God removes you from their influence. One of the most undeniable signs that God is preparing you for a narcissist's downfall is when he starts removing you from their influence, sometimes in ways you don't even expect. At first, you may feel confusion or even resistance as things begin shifting in your life. Maybe the narcissist suddenly stops communicating as much, or circumstances force you to distance yourself. You might lose mutual friends, change jobs, or even experience a sudden emotional detachment from them. What seems like chaos is actually divine intervention, pulling you away from their control before their downfall arrives. God sees what you don't. He knows the storm ahead and is clearing a path for your protection. You may not understand why doors are closing or why the connection feels weaker, but this is your sign to let go. God isn't punishing you, he's rescuing you. Imagine being in a long-term relationship with a narcissist who kept you emotionally trapped, making you feel like you couldn't survive without them. Every time you tried to leave, they pulled you back in with guilt, false promises, or dramatic displays of affection. But suddenly, things start falling apart. Their manipulation isn't working as well. Their attention shifts elsewhere, or maybe you're given an unexpected opportunity to move, change jobs, or reconnect with people they isolated you from. At first, it feels unsettling, but deep down, you realize you're breathing easier. You feel less controlled, less drained, and more at peace. That's not luck, it's God shifting you out of harm's way. When God removes you from their influence, trust the process. He's setting you free before their world collapses. Sign number 3. The narcissist's tactics no longer affect you. One of the most powerful signs that God is preparing you for a narcissist's downfall is when their manipulation stops affecting you. At one point, their words had the power to break you, their silent treatment made you anxious, and their gaslighting made you question your own reality. But now, something has changed. You no longer react the way you used to. Their insults roll off your back, their guilt-tripping doesn't sway you, and their mind games feel predictable and exhausting rather than confusing. This isn't just personal growth, it's spiritual protection. God has been strengthening you, building a shield around your heart and mind so their tactics lose their grip on you. When a narcissist realizes they can no longer control your emotions, their downfall begins. They thrive on your pain, confusion, and need for their validation. When you stop giving them that power, they start unraveling. Imagine this: you used to feel crushed when the narcissist ignored your texts or criticized you in front of others. You'd spend hours analyzing what you did wrong or how to fix things. But now you see their behavior for what it is: a desperate attempt to manipulate you. One day they try their usual trick, an insult disguised as a joke or an attempt to make you jealous. But instead of feeling hurt, you laugh to yourself because it feels so predictable. Instead of reacting, you walk away. That moment is your victory, not just over them, but over the hold they once had on your soul. This is God's way of showing you that you've outgrown their control, and soon they'll crumble under the weight of their own toxic ways. Sign number 4. Their mask starts to slip in front of others. One of the clearest signs that God is preparing you for a narcissist's downfall is when their carefully crafted mask starts to slip in front of others. For so long they controlled the narrative, portraying themselves as kind, charming, or even the victim, while making you seem like the problem. But suddenly their manipulative nature starts showing through. They slip up in conversations, contradict their own lies, or react with anger when they don't get their way. People who once believed their act begin to see the cracks. Friends, co-workers, or even family members start noticing their toxic behavior. This exposure isn't a coincidence, it's divine justice. God is allowing the truth to come to light, revealing their true character to the world. And the narcissist? They panic. They scramble to regain control, but the harder they try, the more their deception unravels. Imagine being in a relationship where the narcissist always made you out to be the unreasonable one. In private, they belittled you, but in public, they played the devoted partner. Then one day at a gathering, someone challenges them, and instead of their usual charm, they snap, showing their temper for the first time in front of others. Or maybe a co-worker starts questioning their false stories because the details don't add up. Slowly, people stop blindly defending them. You overhear someone say, "I never noticed it before, but something seems off about them." That's when you realize God is lifting the veil, exposing the truth, and preparing the narcissist for their downfall. They can no longer control how people see them, and without their mask, they lose the very power they thrived on. Sign number 5. You feel a deep peace about letting go. One of the most powerful signs that God is preparing you for a narcissist's downfall is when you feel an unshakable peace about letting go. In the past, the idea of leaving them behind might have felt impossible. Fear, guilt, or emotional attachment kept pulling you back. But now, something has shifted. You no longer feel the urge to prove yourself to them, seek their approval, or fix what's broken. Instead, a quiet, divine peace washes over you, telling you that walking away is not just the right choice, it's necessary for your healing. This peace isn't the absence of pain, but the presence of God's reassurance, reminding you that you are no longer bound by their manipulation. You don't crave closure because you already have it within yourself. This is a powerful moment, because when a narcissist realizes they no longer have emotional control over you, they begin to lose their power, and that is the beginning of their downfall. Imagine spending years trapped in a toxic relationship where every attempt to leave ended in manipulation, love bombing, guilt tripping, or threats of abandonment. You used to lie awake at night, overthinking every conversation, every insult, every silent treatment. But one day you wake up and feel different. The thought of them no longer stirs anxiety or anger, it just feels irrelevant. You no longer want to explain yourself, argue, or even care about their opinion. You see their texts but feel no urgency to respond. You hear their name but don't feel the emotional sting anymore. That's not indifference, it's God freeing you from their grip. That deep peace is your confirmation you are finally free, and their downfall is no longer your concern. God will handle it. Conclusion. If you're experiencing any of these signs, it means God is shifting things in your favor. The narcissist's downfall isn't your burden to carry. God is already handling it. Your job is to stay strong, stay faithful, and let divine justice take its course. Have you ever seen God expose a narcissist in your life? Let's talk about it. If you found this video helpful, like, share, and subscribe for more eye-opening content.